Howdy, wildcards and cowpokes. We are here for episode 11 pre-show for our horror at Headstone Hill Actual Play. Welcome, JM.
Hello, Chris.
So, what trouble have you been getting up to, man?
Oh man, I've been in so much trouble. If it wasn't for misbehaving, I wouldn't be able to behave at all. But
That's been me too, man. I think it's like something in like whether it's the allergies or it's almost fall and like pumpkin spice is right around the corner, whatever it is.
That's right.
I've been pretty spicy this weekend. It's got me in trouble. So
pumpkin spice must flow.
Right. Oh my god. That the Dune reference with that'd be so cool.
Right.
Now I've got all these ideas. I just like basic bees and then like Dune together in like a mashup con game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With their little like the boots, like those cute little Uggs or whatever they were with the fur line.
Would they be basic Jesuits or?
Yes.
Oh man, we got to come up with some sort of Fremen one as well. All right, coming soon to a local con.
Right.
Pumpkin spice must flow.
Pumpkin spice. So good. See, look at these brilliant ideas. Like someone's gonna like be watching.
I told you.
Beat us to it, but like. Yeah, remember that? Like we keep saying, there's no idea guy job in the industry, but we are the idea guys.
We are the idea guys. Hire us now.
Yes. So yes, I've been having fun with the art stuff, like the AI art. It's
man, did you see Stable Diffusion like launch the website now?
Yes,
like, it's now
so
all
if you
web
haven't
based.
gotten into it, you can get on the website.
Yeah,
and start paying these people, and then like. So there was like some Stable Diffusion Midjourney crossover where, like Midjourney, they had a little beta for a while for like all of like a day and a half where it was powered by Stable Diffusion. So instead of being the super artsy like Midjourney mode, it was like crystal clear photo with this one. And then so all the Midjourney people got a taste of like, I think they've been like lured in with how cool and moody it is.
Yeah.
They still want fingers and faces and toes to look right, and Midjourney was not quite there yet. And then Stable Diffusion is like a much bigger image set with like the Laxion or whatever it is, and the so they started getting good hands and good feet, and they could do photorealistic, and then they took it away, and so people are just like, there's just like the bring back beta. It's really hilarious ones, but guys, just go over and use Stable Diffusion.
Yeah, it's free now on the website, like because I think the Discord is shut down. And they're pushing everyone over to the website. But I got some great like horror at Headstone Hill, like creepy Aspen stuff that we're going to be using. I got to say, I was not expecting this, but you can find it on YouTube because we're shilling for everyone else but ourselves. John Oliver on Last Week Tonight had a piece about Midjourney because some guy...
I saw those being created before they were on the show. The cabbage part. I was like,
did you hear how it happened?
Oh, it's glorious. I don't like John Oliver much. I think he's like a smug. But if you go and watch that whole segment, it's hilarious.
I do feel like when his first couple of seasons where I was like, oh, cool, refreshing journalism. And then we hit about 2017. I don't know what possibly could have been happening at that point. Rage took off, and I was like, oh.
Right, and like Bill Maher's come around, like it's so hilarious.
Yes, which is weird for me.
It's so weird. It is weird. But the John, what is the guy's name? What is the one you just mentioned?
John Oliver marries a cabbage.
John Oliver marries a cabbage, and then he did a whole shtick with it. I'm like, oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, and so now like there's a whole channel I think on the Midjourney like Discord where they just keep the story is continued, so you can just follow the adventures of John and his cabbage. And
my favorite prompt was John gets hungry in his sleep
and eats half
a cabbage. His heart is empty, but his stomach is full. Mwah.
Yeah. Oh god. And then the guy who like there's like the two authors. The one is that kind of explained that he was in a little altered states when he
was from Colorado, possibly.
Probably. Yeah. Yes, where it's legal and ample and everywhere. But yeah, that whole thing. So my thing. So outside of the joke about it, I think the best part of these AI art generators, and sure, there's going to be some shakeup in the stock art world and the artist world. I also think artists are going to be able to be the best people to use these because they still have the vision and the mindset to create beautiful things.
Yeah, if you haven't followed him, follow Bob Crumb on Instagram. Yes. He's been using Midjourney to start art, and then he finishes them, and it's beautiful. He's looking at it as a collaborator.
Yeah. Aaron Acevedo is doing the same thing, and it's just like Yeah, guys, but the thing that I think is really cool, which is going to happen no matter what. I mean, I think some people they might be justified in their fear that's going to put some artists out of business or going to have to change the art industry. It's almost like, well, you can't stop it now. I mean, it's like,
Right.
It's like the automobile and carriaged horses. It's like, yeah, you're putting a bunch out of work, but you also democratize the whole thing. So I think there's actually going to be an interesting democratization of publishing in our little industry,
Yeah.
where I think it's going to affect most the independent publishers, like for instance, like for Savage Worlds, like the swag program. These are folks who can't necessarily put forth 10 grand in upfront costs to pay artists to give them a couple of pictures that are good. They can now either do it themselves, or I've watched as people are now springing out there. I saw a job posting just today that was like, I want to hire somebody to use these art things to make me art for my project. And
What?
I'm like, there we go. Here's a new art job.
Yeah.
You can literally be an intermediary art director via these kind of things.
You bring the prompts from the artists to the engineers.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And so like so I think that's kind of cool. I do think it'll be instead of like, for instance, God bless them, but there are like a handful of people on DriveThruRPG that do most of the stock art.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at like the D&D publications, and there are dozens that have the exact same cover.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
because
like,
it's stock art, which
right,
is
it's cool, it's good, it's worthy of being on a cover. It's just so diluting of the brand if you have the same piece on your cover.
Yeah.
And I think now those people, instead of being the 90th person to reuse that one piece of stock art, will actually have something that might not be as polished. Because I mean, there is still a gap. Like it'll do certain amazing things, and certain things are very amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to get down and be like, I need a ranger and an archer on the cover, and the ranger needs these clothes and this thing, and then the hands have to work. It's like, it's not there yet.
Nope.
And it probably never will be. But whatevs, maybe it will. But so there's still room for like actual big companies who really want their characters and their repeated stuff. But for this little publishing guys, I'm like this, or even just for fun, for an adventure, like a game master's like, I want a spooky temple entrance just to get some mood. Boom, here we go. It took me,
I put together a player's guide. Every year I do a little mini convention for a group of friends that we're scattered all over the U.S., and they all come down and we play for 4 days.
Oh, fun.
It's the greatest 4 days in gaming for the 7 of us.
Right?
And I put together the player's guide for the new campaign we're starting. And it, for the first time ever, has full art all the way through because I used Midjourney for the whole thing.
Right, and like that's something that never would have had art otherwise. Like you're
Nope.
not putting an artist out of business. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot hire an artist to do this thing that 5 other people are gonna see.
Exactly.
So it's cool. I've been playing with that. That's fun. So let's get to what's going on with the actual play. What should we expect? What's going? So Horde Headstone Hill. We're at episode 11 and
Of 12.
Oh, the penultimate.
The penultimate
episode.
That's right. Good use of penultimate. It is not ultimate. It is almost ultimate. It's nearly there.
Right? And yes. And for my friends out there who use penultimate wrong, it's not more than ultimate. It's not better than ultimate. It's like, it's one less than the last one.
That's right.
SAT word of the day.
That's right. There you go.
Also
the more
pedantic.
you know.
The more you know. Pedantic Landauer. Teaching people stuff they probably already know. But I do see people using it wrong, so I'm like, no. Anyways, penultimate episode. What craziness is left to tell in the story? What's going on?
Well,
what the player's going to face today?
They are heading into the woods. We are getting towards the final showdown with, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Into the Woods because why wouldn't I call it Into the Woods? They're heading into the Aspen Forest to deal with the final big baddie. And
the big bad is literally big. Like,
big. It is amazing, and I cannot wait to spring it on them. They've been really good. They've been really good about not looking at this book, which you guys were
spring it on them. Or are they going to fall for the trap?
Are
you going to leave them breathless?
I don't. Listen, I'm not a sap. I'm prepared to go out on a limb for this villain, and
oh my god!
I hope it doesn't break under me. Yeah, no, we've already used the root. We've used the root of the problem. I'm hoping that if at some point I rip a wild card in half to like pause and actually say, it looks like it's looking to see how old you are by how many rings you have. Not
and
saying
then,
that's going to happen.
In the next episode, after you rip them in half, be like, how's your Aspen? Just saying. Oh my god, this is.
Oh my gosh, that was getting written down.
Oh, so many puns, so many dad jokes. I think everybody's tuned out.
Yeah, nobody's watching anymore. So yeah, it's exciting. We actually wrapped up Ada's Vengeance arc last week.
Revenge arc, yes.
Which was awesome because I think what was really cool about it from a meta perspective, to use more SAT words, I got to show off basically all 3 forms of combat in Deadlands. We started with a standard combat, then we went into a deadly quick encounter, and we ended with a duel. And so we got to see all of those in one episode, and it was great. Like, it was cool. The players were really like, oh wait, how does dueling work? And Ada got to do her duel, and it was awesome. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so fulfilling when you get complete the arc.
That's right. Yeah. So she's had her vengeance. So I haven't told anyone yet, but this is the card that got drawn last week when
Hero deck.
Yep, when Wickers let the devil out, and it's the Mayhem card. He's lost a point of dominion, and at some point, I get to take control of his character tonight.
Oh, and yes, good.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's going to be when they're climbing up the ravine in the forest, and he's just going to be like,
right?
Spoiler alert! But none of my players watch this because they're all on pre-sound, so I can say whatever I want.
They're not gonna know.
I did the chat, I know we've got 3 minutes left because we're shooting. The
or
chat
20. If we reach 15, we can go to 20.
We'll go to 20. Okay. I got chat called me out a little bit last week because
do tell Dish, what's going on?
So Rook gave me this great background. I had 2 characters who had vengeance arcs, and Rook gave me this great background on why he hated Colton, Colonel Hayes, because killed his wife, killed both of his kids. This has come up. So there's somebody who's messing with Wickers, and I said something very important is waiting for him at Gunsight. And so I didn't do the whole bandit camp. I wanted to show off how cool Gunsight was, so I had the Little Rock Irregulars kind of take over Gunsight, and that our Voodooan that we kind of saw earlier in the arc had given Gatling Hayes one of Wicker's children's childhood dolls that essentially had, instead of holy symbol, it had unholy symbol and deflection that only applied to Wickers. And every time he tried to attack Gatling, he got images that Gatling was his son, and he could hear voices like his son talking. And the chat said it was dirty pool. And I'm like, I am sorry. If you give me this much rope to hang you, I'm going to hang you with it. And it was awesome. Like Rook was invested in killing that bad guy because that dude was a bad guy. And it was awesome. So chat, I stand by my decision to use Wicker's dead children against him. And I feel like an awful person even uttering that statement.
Do not clip this out of context. It's make believe in a game.
That's right. Oh man, I probably just created the meme that will end me.
Canceled hashtag no more jams.
Right.
To me, that's the greatest part about being a game master is tying encounters so deeply in with the characters that it's not just like that was the encounter that let me get to seasoned. That was the encounter that that was just that's if the characters wrote in a diary, that would be the Chapter 11, apotheosis, whatever.
That's right.
Not the wrong word. That's the. Anyways, there's an SAT word there, but the not transcending and becoming a god. Exegesis. Anyways, there's something there, like the
exegesis is pulling apart.
Yeah.
A text.
There's a word. Regardless, it's Monday. The brain cells. It is a cathartic moment.
It is a cathartic moment.
That's an SAT word.
It also, here's the thing. a bad guy, especially a wild card bad guy in Savage Worlds, should not just have bennies. It should not just be a character that has 3 wounds. And I wanted Gatling and this mysterious LeChance that they don't really know. And they've been very careful about making sure Wickers never hears that Millie LeChance, the wonderful innkeeper in Headstone Hill who runs the restaurant, has the same last name as this other guy. So, because they don't want him to go back to town and kill her. Like Wickers hates this person. It's not just the next obstacle. This was personal. It was intentionally personal. And it's what got Wickers to let the devil out. So it worked well.
Yeah. Yes. It has teeth. It's more, I mean, that's what Savage Worlds is about.
Yes.
It's like prep is easier than other systems. So you have time to make it narratively tentacled and interesting.
Yeah.
Versus
the tension is there. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, like, I'll see people complaining, like, what is it? There's no CR rating. I don't know how to do this. And it's like, we don't have it. We don't do it in the system. It's not a thing we do. In general, there's like, we'll give you guidelines. Like, here's a couple big bads, and then there's like 2 of these per player. That that's kind of the most we do. But because it is swingy, and it depends on just how you really approach combat. So it's not balanced like that. But the fact that that there are so many social edges and social tie-ins and mechanics. But even just like that narrative, it's strictly narrative, like the other, well, not strictly narrative, like the whole, like, yes, the unholy symbol is actually crunchy too, which is just great.
Yeah.
Which is fun too. Again, I think about like all the other people are like, is that a universal deflection or is it just Wickers?
It was just Wickers, and I rolled it all out. So like Wickers had some serious penalties to hit this guy, and he had to make a spirit test because he could hear his son's voice. I feel awkward chef kissing myself, but it was great.
Right, reflexive chef kissing. That's
fine.
Right.
That's fine. Yeah, it's the thing we do.
So you turn around and do the whole makeout thing.
I actually thought about doing that, but that's another meme I don't want living on the internet forever.
That's true. Okay, so we got 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell us what other good stuff's going to come. So we got one more episode.
We got one more episode. Then we're going to do
one following.
Yeah, we're going to do this week and next week. We're going to wrap up the horror at Headstone Hill. We're going to do a post-mortem in 3 weeks or 2 weeks from tonight, where we're just going to have the group. We may have a whiskey, and we're going to hang out. And we're just going to talk about, because this was everyone's first time with Savage World. It was everyone's first time with Deadlands. We're going to hang out. We're going to enjoy. We're going to chat with the chat. We're going to just talk about the game, what we liked, what was cool, our thoughts on the whole thing. And then the week after that, I'm going to do a Savage Riffs one-shot. I'm hoping to get John Doom. I'm hoping to get one of the other chat people who is, I think it was Grom or Tank the Frank. Tank the Frank, I think, is the one who has always been asking if he can join the campaign. And then we're hoping to get you in there as well. I'm going to hand out archetypes, and we're just going to go like balls to the wall, crazy Savage Riffs. Like, I ran Riffs for 10 years. I don't even need the setting. I got like the setup and everything just like in my head.
So much fun. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Most excellent. So I'm super looking for that. And then what are you doing outside of the stuff you're doing for us? What's the next projects in the world, man?
Working on some Torg stuff, which is really cool. Like, which is, Torg Eternity. And like I said last week, I get to play with all of Shane's toys, which is just, fantastic. And we got a couple of Kickstarters coming up for Strange Owl Games. We're getting the Patreon is live. Strange Owl Games Patreon is live, and the first playtest packet for the new Space 1889 rules are going to drop here tomorrow, I believe.
I'm so on board with Space 1889. I've been trying to make dirigibles in the art programs. It's not so great.
No.
But anyways, a guy can dream. Just
Well, actually, an AI can dream.
That's true. Do androids dream? Yes, they do. They do. Now. Oh my god.
We can have them generate electric sheep.
It's true, for free, and little electric border collies to like pen them in. It's fantastic. So, guys, we're gonna roll right into the episode like right now. So again, this is episode 11 of Horror at Headstone Hill. Tonight's episode, the finale is next week. The after show is the week after, and then we're gonna do riffs. So that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, riffs is gonna be awesome.
Awesome. Well, with that, stick around. We'll do a raid. So give me like at least 10 seconds. We'll like count like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A couple more seconds because whatever videos we